All right, hi. I'm in the same clothes. It's still sunny. It's almost like it was the same day that we recorded the last one that you can see here. And today we're gonna go over the 5 things that I love about this Jeep you see behind me. So my name is AJ, Photo Runner here on YouTube, Photo Runner on Instagram. Check us out there because we do a lot of stories and fun things that we're doing, and we'd love that. So let's get into it.
Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth.
We're gonna start off with the same thing that I started off with last week, and we're gonna talk about size. Size on the Jeep, I also dislike it, so it's kind of like a half point kind of thing, but I do actually like it as well. The Jeep is very nimble on the trail. Anywhere you put this thing, it'll go. I did notice that. It's just a really cool vehicle. The interior, like I mentioned last week, which you can find here, the things I dislike about it, I just feel like the interior was a little tight, but at the same time, it's like just being in this like little cocoon, it just feels kind of good at the same time. When I had my full-size vehicle, I was in that and it feels like you're in a huge bubble, and I loved it because there was so much room. But when I jumped back into the Jeep after being in a Prospector, I was like, oh, you know what? This feels kind of good. So that is a number 1 or a half point, however you want to call it. I do like the size for certain different things because we all know size does matter, right? Right. Okay, let's go to number 2.
Someone save me for a pass out. I'm too lonely to be done in my drink at this pace. Yeah.
Number 2 is gonna be down here. We like doing this kneeling thing when we're recording because it feels good. Number 2 though is gonna be the oversized tires that you get from the, I guess you could say from Jeep or the factory, only on the Rubicon, okay? You do get a 33-inch tire, which is an all-terrain on the Rubicon, and I thought that was really cool. This particular tire that you're seeing right now, obviously I've upgraded, but it is the same tire. It's still a KO2. This is a 37, but again, number 2, oversized tires that you get on the Jeep, and the fact that you can fit up to a 35-inch tire in stock form on a Rubicon Jeep. So that is number 2, and that is why I like the way you get it from the factory. Number 3, do you guys do 3 this way or 3 this way? I do it weird. Number 3 is gonna be the disconnect sway bar and the front and rear lockers. Now that to me is such a cool feature that you get from Jeep. Anytime I think that you can get a front and rear locker and a disconnect sway bar, or one of the 3 or any of them from the factory, I think is a huge bonus because you don't have to open anything up aftermarket. You're under full warranty, which is a definite bonus. And the fact that you can basically take this Jeep and go anywhere in the stock form because of number 2, oversized tires, and number 3, front and rear locker and a disconnect sway bar, that to me is a huge plus. And one of the reasons why I purchased the Jeep is because of those features. The 4Runner, it did have a rear locker, and then it had another system called A-Track. So those were good, but it's not the same. The front locker, the rear locker, you're totally locked up, and you're just able to point this thing anywhere and go. So the front sway bar disconnect is rad as well because you do get a lot more articulation, keeping the tires on the ground, and the traction just becomes a lot better. So that is number 3. Let's go to 4. Let's do it. Number 4, that's gonna be the interior, okay? And what I mean by interior are the options that you can get inside of a Jeep Wrangler, which I had no idea you could do. Now, granted, This is a $62,000 Jeep, all right? I've got an opted diesel motor, but the interior options were part of that price tag as well. I went with an 8-inch screen, which also gives you the Alpine system, which sounds really, really good for, like, I don't know how hollow this thing is in general. Sounds super sick. Another thing that we kind of got is the heat pack. I mean, you get a heated steering wheel, you get heated front and rear seats. I actually think, yeah, no, my rear seats are heated too, which is pretty freaking cool in a Jeep. So I guess what I'm saying is if you option out your Jeep the way you want it, you can spend a bunch of money, but it's cool that they actually give you those, you know, options to purchase if you'd like. So that's number 4. Let's go to 5 because it's a really important one and why I bought this fucking Jeep. Number 5, the last thing that I love about this Jeep is exactly what you're looking at right now. This is a 3-liter EcoDiesel motor. This is what made me buy a Jeep Wrangler. I think it's rad that they stuck this motor in here. It is the first year they've done it. 2020 was that year, and I love it. The amount of torque you get out of this freaking thing is insane. It's 442, I believe. And the fact that I'm 6,200 pounds plus or minus, I'm on 37s, I'm still getting 18 to 24 miles per gallon, depending on wind on all of my trips. So to me, that's impressive. Now, miles per gallon, a lot of people will argue, hey, not really worth it considering this was a $6,000 upgrade. And you know what? I'm gonna agree with you on that because it might not be for your pocketbook. But at the same time, I just like the torque and I like the fact that it's a diesel and it's something different. And I love the different. That's what makes it fun for me. So if you like the Pentastar, awesome motor. Get that. It's tried and true. Like that's a sweet motor. They've had it forever. But the diesel, it's really cool. All right, guys, so those were the 5 things that I love about my Jeep Wrangler. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see the 5 things that I hate about the Wrangler, you can find that one. We did that one last week. But again, my name is AJ. I go by PhotoRunner here on YouTube, also on Instagram. Check us out there because we do stories throughout the week. And like, subscribe, do all those crazy things that, you know, get attention to the channel so we can keep making these rad videos for you. All right, well, have a good one and we'll see you next week. Second thing, it's tires. This whole thumb thing, I'm not.
You're all about thumbs there.
Thumbs.
Still moving.
Are you sweating?
Oh yeah, dude. It's
You
so
look hot as
I'm
f right
hot.
now, dude.
I'm gonna start with the same thing we did last week.
That didn't come off very well, did it? That didn't come off very well at all.
So number 5, this is great.